It is about 20 till 2 on October 2nd. We're going to talk to you a little bit today about decoying geese in the early season. We're going to be setting up close to 3 dozen decoys this morning, and we're going to be using an assortment of different head positions. This is the sentry. Right here is what we call a short neck or a relaxed head position. This one happens to be a sleeper. We're going to be setting this group of decoys up about 15 yards from the blind. We're going to have the sleepers, a little bit of the less active decoys, a little bit closer to the blind. We're going to have the sentries, the more alert goose decoys, a little bit further out. We're going to be setting these up in the shape of a J. And at the bottom of the J, there's what we call the pocket, and it is our goal to have those birds land into that pocket. Now, one thing that we do like to point out, this is actually an old Indian trick. We're going to take the 2 sentry decoys, and we've got a few of those. We're going to place them right where we want the geese to land. What that simulates is a couple of mature geese that are comfortable with the situation that just landed in the pocket. And that's going to encourage the approaching geese coming in the flocks to set down right there. And by the time they get there, hopefully they're going to be falling in the water in a different style. But obviously it's pretty dark here. It's 2 in the morning. Something you want to keep in mind, and we're just telling you this because we've learned this the hard way too. When you're throwing decoys out in the dark, they appear to be a little further than they are. So once the sun comes up and you can see, it looks like they're a lot closer. So make sure you're really taking the time to get your depth perception, and make sure that those decoys are set where they need to be before the sun comes up, because that first group of birds could mean a limit or not. So just take advantage of that, and I think you're going to get more birds in your decoys. Another little piece of equipment you can take with you, and it's a good idea especially if you're setting up a large spread of decoys, which in this particular instance we have quite a few out, and this time of year you can't have too many necessarily. So it's a good idea maybe to take a rangefinder with you. When you get the blind parked where you want it, maybe range that furthest decoy, and when you see the birds get above there, then you know it's either time to shoot or you need to wait a couple more seconds. A couple other things you want to keep in mind. Number one, make sure you got some extra cords and weights. If it does get a little windy, these things will move around. In fact, we've seen them blow all the way across the marsh, so it's a good idea to have a few extras of those. We've learned that the hard way. One last thing we like to do before we get in the boat, we take a couple full bodies and we put them on the bow up here. We've got the back of the boat bumped up against the muskrat hut, and the bottom line here with this stuff, and it's very important with honkers, is you got to give them confidence in the setup, and that's all this does. The muskrat hut in the back gives it a little bit more reality, breaks up the outline of the blind, just a little bit more confidence for the approaching birds. Now we're set up along an edge of dead arrowhead, which is a form of a lily pad, some aquatic vegetation. We're going to get these set out, we're going to get in the blind, take a little snooze, and we'll be back here at daylight.
Watch me do that. Go in.
Nice work, gentlemen.
Oh. That will go down and pick them up later. That was fun.
Loner to the left. Loner to the left.
Yep. Kelly. Shoot at that one. There you guys go.
Four-man limit by 8:30. Can't complain about that. Let's go home.